Your second win starts here. I've spent most of my life listening to people, to silence, to myself. And the more I listened, the more I realized happiness doesn't come from where we thought it would. I remember someone once told me, I thought that once I had the house, the partner, the respect, I'd feel full. But now that I have it, there's just silence. Not peace, just silence. That moment stayed with me, not because it was rare, but because it wasn't. It was too common. The truth is, most of us don't know how to sit with stillness. We only know how to chase the next thing. And yet, the most valuable things in life are almost always quiet. Peace, clarity, real connection. Over time, I started noticing a pattern. People weren't just chasing happiness. They were chasing relief from anxiety, pressure, restlessness. But what they got instead was a new form of emptiness. That made me go back to something I read long ago. Arthur Schopenhauer. Not exactly the guy you'd expect on a list of happiness experts. But ironically, he understood happiness better than most self-help gurus. It is difficult to find happiness within oneself, but it is impossible to find it anywhere else. Schopenhauer didn't tell us to stay positive or visualize success. He told us to look at life honestly. He believed the nature of life was suffering, and that trying to deny that truth only made things worse. But here's the key. He wasn't saying happiness is impossible. He was saying to be happy, stop wanting so much. That's simple, that hard. Wealth is like seawater. The more we drink, the thirstier we become. And isn't that true? You get what you thought you wanted, and then you want more. A better version, a new level, a new standard to chase. I remember someone incredibly successful by any metric who once told me, I don't know how to stop. I'm tired of chasing, but I'm terrified of what happens if I stop. That's not ambition. That's a kind of addiction. Schopenhauer warned against this. He said most of our suffering doesn't come from what we lack, but from what we think we should have by now. Desire keeps us trapped. And not just material desire, but emotional desire. The desire to be admired, to be wanted, to be needed, to never feel left out. That's what exhausts people. He wrote, life swings like a pendulum backward and forward between pain and boredom. And I've found this to be true. In myself, in the people I care about. You chase what you want, you get it, then you feel nothing. So you chase again. Eventually, you realize you're not living, you're looping. But there's another way. And it begins not with adding more to your life, but removing what never mattered. Schopenhauer broke down human happiness into 3 pillars. 1, what we are, our personality, mind, body. 2, what we have, our possessions. 3, what we represent, our image to others. He insisted that what we are is far more important than what we own or how we appear. That felt radical when I first read it, but now it feels like a deep truth that was always there. The happiest people I know are not the richest, not the most connected, but the most centered. One of them, someone I deeply admire, told me something years ago. I used to try to impress people. Now I try to understand them. And if I can't, I just wish them well and move on. That kind of peace only comes when you stop negotiating with the world for validation. And I'll admit, I didn't always think this way. There were times in my life when I believed success meant being admired, being busy, being praised. But those were also the years I felt most fragile, because every ounce of peace I had came from something external. And anything external can be taken away. Eventually, I began to change. Not all at once, slowly. Not because I became wiser, but because I became tired. Tired of overthinking. Tired of chasing. Tired of measuring my days by someone else's idea of success. And so I started removing things. One commitment, one comparison, one expectation at a time. And what I found was this: the less I needed, the more I had room to feel, to breathe, to think, to just be. To desire is to suffer. To be free from desire is to find peace. Schopenhauer didn't promise joy. He promised clarity. And I think that's what most of us are craving anyway. Not constant excitement, but a quiet certainty that we're okay, that we're enough, that we no longer have to keep proving ourselves to a world that isn't even watching. So let me ask you this. What are you still chasing that you no longer believe in? What would happen if you stopped trying to be more and started being less but truer? I'm not here to give you steps or solutions. I'm just here to offer a shift in perspective. Because I've seen people who were surrounded by love, money, success, and still felt hollow. And I've seen people with very little who radiated peace. What was the difference? The ones at peace had accepted something simple. That enough is enough. That stillness is not laziness. That solitude is not failure. That needing less isn't settling, it's awakening. Your second wind in life won't be loud. It won't come with applause. It may not even be noticed by anyone but you, but you'll feel it. The slow breath, the soft smile, the quiet knowing, I'm okay, just as I am. And that's where the journey begins. Thanks for watching. Your second wind starts here.